Hello. Hello. So there's a quote above my office wall, and it says, "Every accomplishment begins with a decision to try." And so here I am, showing up and allowing this space with my friends and those who are with us live and who tune in later, as I open my heart and I share a little around what's been going on in my life and some realizations that could be poignant for you as well. But yeah, recapping that quote that I just shared, that every accomplishment begins with a decision to try. And what a journey I've been on. I can only imagine the journey that you've been on too. And I think this is an opportunity for us just to take stock and take a moment and to be the observer of the journey that we have been on, and how along the way we build the muscles to become stronger and better and braver and more, right? Yeah, I'd love to know, feel free to let me know below, what's been the biggest achievement for you this week. Let's just go with this week. It's Friday, right? Yeah, for Friday, yeah. And to take the time to do that. I'm really blessed that every Friday I meet with my accountability partner, and we share the things that we are most proud of and the accomplishments that we achieved. And for me, oh, hey Cam, hey, where in the world are you? I think that when we hold each other accountable to the greatness that we can be, or what we're doing, or what we want to achieve, we start to make progress. And I know that for me, that when I'm making progress, I'm happy. And it's when I'm not making progress in life and I'm on pause, I guess, that I start to feel that level of discomfort and I want more. So I don't know about you, but I know that I'm here for more. So what about you? Are you here for more? Yeah, there's this calling in our hearts when we can't not listen to it anymore. But what I wanted to do today was just to begin to share my story a little around how I got to be where I am with my business specifically, because to me it's this is the evolution of me. I'm remembering, I'm reviewing, and relaunching, which is really exciting. I'm relaunching my business at the moment, so you may have seen changes of photographs and me being a little bit more present online, and that's because a lot has changed and shifted. So basically 14 years ago, I started my business helping women specifically who really wanted to reach their full potential in their lives and in their businesses. So I'm just noticing how everything for me has been playing out in a 7-year cycle. So that was 14 years ago I started. 7 years ago, up until 7 years ago, I had an amazing team on my side, and one of the team members was my brother, and he was my branding guy and my social media and my video and my images. He was an incredible graphic designer. And my partner at the time, he was my website guy. So anything to do with building funnels or creating my website or building all of that tech stuff, any issues I had around, sending emails out to my list or anything to do with the software, the platforms, etc., etc. So here's where the universe kind of came in and had me really evaluate life, and I guess reminded me that life is a journey. So 7 years ago my brother died, and it was a shocking situation. He died of cancer. It happened very quickly, and that was a very traumatic experience for myself and for my family. And you know, the fact that he was my so much to do with helping me get my business out into the world, and responsible for so much, and exactly, Gracie, my little Gracie is just having a wee chat there. Yeah, come here, Gracie, come here. And then if that wasn't enough, a month later, I found out that my partner at the time was having an affair. So in the course, and this is not something I've actually ever disclosed to my community, to my friends, or my friends know, but haven't really spoken about it, because it was a lot to manage at the time. And so he was, in charge of all the things to help me be online, and to manage all the tech stuff, and so then that relationship ended, and with it, my confidence, my mojo, my willingness to show up. And I wore a really good mask, I think, because not many people will know, kind of what I was going through at the time. And, I was Miss Positivity, and I was, the bright spark in the room, and I managed to retain that. But what ultimately happened was I had huge learnings, and I had massive growth. And I realised that actually there are so many layers to being human, right? There's so many layers to being human that we it's like when life happens like this, with my brother passing, and then a month later finding out that my boyfriend was having an affair wasn't, the greatest thing. Now, it's not my current partner. This is 7 years ago. So the massive learnings that had to happen, I had to just be open to a space of just trusting in the process. And this is where I think my deep belief in the journey, my deep belief in the universe, that the universe has got my back, even though at the time it really didn't seem like it did. So it was massive learnings, massive growth. And I think that one of the key things that I came to realize as my business went into a very different place, suddenly I lost all the support that I needed, was that when I got the opportunity to stop working on my business, Sedona, during the Mercury retrograde. Well, it probably was during Mercury retrograde, but this was 7 years ago, and now I'm going through this wonderful review. Yes, actually, you're right. It is Mercury retrograde. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, and I am going through this massive relaunch right now, which is really exciting. But what I think I specifically came to realize is that saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And what started to happen was I started to have all of these teachers show up in my life. Sedona, you were one of them. Goodness, you were amazing. I think that was 3 or 4 years ago. I went to Bali and went on this amazing spiritual retreat. Is what I can really say. It was a deep sovereign journey with Sedona in Bali. Highly recommend it in Ubud. Oh, I've got goosebumps thinking about that. Oh, so much gratitude for you, Sedona. So the right people showed up in my life, the right doors opened, the right opportunities, the right witnesses, the right people to continue my growth happened. And what I learned along the way was that most importantly, that deliberate practices around ourselves, around our business, around our life, and that realization that we must rise within ourselves, in our mind, in our body, and in our soul, if we really want to grow in our businesses without losing ourselves. And we must be willing to do things differently. We must be willing to do things in alignment, and we must rise into our own sovereignty as much as we possibly can, without, the hustle and the grind and, the trust levels I had to have along this way was amazing. So I got shoulder tapped by by Mike Hutchison. Actually, he was one of my troopers that came through and opened a door, and together we created a course at the university on innovation and entrepreneurship. He saw the work that I was doing, and he said, hey, come and help me to build this course and to teach this program, and that opened doors. And then other people asked me to speak on their stages, and others asked me to work for them and help them build their businesses. So I was really blessed to have the doors opened, and I think the notable thing that I have come to really see now is just how much I have missed not being and working in my business and being the front person and showing up like this. I attended Tony Robbins last weekend, and it's probably got a lot to do with it, but I'd already started my relaunch in process. And a friend of mine actually said to me today that her husband considered me to be the female version of Tony Robbins, and I'm like, I'm going to take that. And like Tony Robbins, I don't necessarily believe in positive thinking. I believe that there are endless possibilities, and it's up to us to make them happen. And that's what I'm here for. That's exactly what I know to be true now. That we really can reach the full potential in our lives, and whatever you're doing right now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So now I'm really clear around who I work with and how I work with them. I work specifically with ambitious, purpose-driven, heart-centered, conscious truth seekers who know they're here for more, and they're coachable into getting themselves into that next big level. They're curious about knowing themselves. Like the journey I went on with you, Sadhana, what did we do in those, was that 2 weeks that we spent together? Just constantly know thyself, who are you, what are you here for, what is possible for you, and what do you need to clear, what do you need to heal, what do you need to forgive, what do you need to process, because it's all part of it. You can't do one without the other. You can't have a thriving business without knowing yourself. You can't have the sovereignty in your around your finances until you've gone into the places where you need to know yourself better. And you've got to take care of your health. Goodness, I learned that it would have been 3 years ago that I lost my gallbladder. And what is the gallbladder? The gallbladder is repressed emotions and anger. So I learnt to suddenly speak my truth and to express anger in a way that was going to serve me. And then I learnt more about myself. And so to me, it's really important that the people that feel called to work with me, they're interested in knowing more about themselves and what makes them unique, whether it's through personality assessments or astrology or numerology or just being willing to show up and write from the heart and go deeper into yourself. And they have this knowing that they want to achieve more, and they want that personal freedom, the things that they've always dreamed of, that whether it's a freedom-based lifestyle, whether it's more financial stability, they want to have more impact in the world, doing what they love, that freedom, who wants freedom? We all do, right? I don't know about you, but being stuck in a 9-to-5 job just no longer soothes my soul. I can't, I think I'm actually quite unemployable. And I've worked for some pretty amazing companies over the last few years. But what that's done is it's shown me that I crave and are here for more around freedom, around certainty, and around transforming self first so that I can get out there and transform others, which is the journey I've been on. And now I want to transform the aspiring business owners or entrepreneurs. I want to help them get out of overwhelm and to really get control of their business and to scale into 6 figures, because I know it's possible. But it's got to be self-sustaining. It can't be you can't build a business and then not have systems and processes in place, and not have deliberate practices, and not have funnels and all of the things that you need. But that's the things, that's the stuff. But actually, it's got to come from here. It's got to come from your deep alignment. Yeah, right, Patsy, the structure of the 9 to 5 is just, it's not good for my freedom-wanting soul. and it no longer fits with my core values. And so, do you know your core values? Are you in alignment with your purpose and your path? Are you feeling that sense of what you're doing is keeping and holding you in a place of prosperity? Because, now more than ever, there's so much need for us to be showing up, open-hearted and from a place of loving what we're doing. And actually, I put up a quote yesterday that said that from Kahlil Gibran, actually, that work is love made visible. And I truly believe that we should be loving our work. We should be loving what we're doing. We should be, being okay with wanting it all, and knowing that the support is there for us to do that. So many vehicles are available to us, but are we willing? Are you willing to truly step into the life that you desire? There's never been a better time for us to be able to create a business online, or to do what's in the calling of our heart. And for me, every time my life's kind of gone a bit sideways, which it's the failures that help to make us who we really are, right? That's where the next level of learning comes, and that's where the next transformation comes. And I love now empowering and inspiring ambitious, purpose-driven, self-employed business owners that want to make a great income and a great impact. But I know that there's self-doubt that's got to get out of the way. You've got to become more confident in your message and in your mission. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to value those unique gifts, that knowledge that you have. Part of what we were learning at the Tony Robbins event I was at in the weekend was the fact that the self-education industry is $1 billion industry, and it's only rising. And what you have is knowledge. So if you're alive and you're breathing, you're learning, right? You're growing, and you have a knowledge and an expertise that you'll never know quite who needs that. But coupled with that, along the way, the driving force that I know to be true is that you must have a burning desire to start. Because that's, start with a dream, start with a vision, start with imagining it, start with stepping into the possibility, because that's the starting point from which the dream can take off. And yes, there will be setbacks along the way. There will be things that derail you. There will be missed opportunities. But if you keep having that burning desire, and as they talk about in Think and Grow Rich, which I've just reread over the last couple of months, you must have a burning desire. And the burning desire must be greater than your fear. Because when your burning desire is greater than your fear, then that's when you feel the love. That's when you're a frequency of possibility. That's when your heart opens. That's when life can get juicy. And, if you're anything like me, you are here to make a difference. You're here to live an extraordinary life. You're here to be activated continuously, right? Because if you're not growing, you're dying, and dying as in actually, but you feel like that part inside of you is missing, and that's my greatest joy now to help people with. And the funny thing is that when I first started my business back 14 years ago, I got online, and I remember it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't sleep, and I woke up and I got online and I typed in because it was, early days, and I typed in, how do I find my life purpose? And up popped this American marketing guru. Her name is Fabian Fredrickson. And I saw this long sales page for this event that was happening the following weekend in Los Angeles. And I did a really bold thing. I cleared my schedule. I checked in with those around me who could help me with the kids, because that was 14 years ago, so they were younger then, obviously. And I booked myself a ticket, and I got on a plane. I went to America, and I went to this 3-day mindset, marketing and money intensive, and I found myself and my purpose. And it was always there, but I needed that person to kind of bring it out. I needed that person to remind me that I'm here to play a much bigger game. I was not long out of so that was 2008, 2009. So I was not long out of my divorce at the time. And I was looking to who am I? What am I here for? What is this calling I have? And what do I do with it? Where do I even turn to start to, be proud of myself, first and foremost, to provide a lifestyle for my children, and to feel like I'm making a difference in the world. I've always had this knowing. I don't know. Right from when I was little, that I always wanted to be a teacher. So when I remember going to school with my sister, her first day, she was 5 obviously, and I was 3, and I sat in the back of the class when she went into her classroom, and just was in awe of the teacher. Always held that vision. I would go home and I would play teacher with my dolls, and so now that's what I am. Trained as a teacher. I've been teaching in innovation entrepreneurship at the university off and on for the last 4 years, and a teacher is who I am. Teaching people to step into their purpose, to be empowered, to be the best that they can be, and helping them to fall in love with themselves and with the work that they do. And now that I'm relaunching my own business, I get to show up, I get to speak up, and I get to do this, and that's my vision and my dream now for those that I'm here to serve. Now I know that this video is not going to be for everybody, and if it is, then thanks for watching, and go about your day. But if you have a calling in your heart that that you're here for more, I'll be dropping some new videos on a regular basis now, and allowing the path that we're all here for to become brighter. And to share that the journey that it takes to build your business, and to grow your expertise, and to do more of what you love, so that you can become the most authentic version of yourself, and so that you can fall in love with selling your expertise and your gifts, and you can make a difference in your life and your family's life and the people around you and the tribe that you're here to serve. So I was telling the story about the event that I spontaneously showed up for. Best decision of my life. Anyway, so I'm taking a page out of that book, and I have been working on my 3-day event back in the day when I was running in my big workshops and my big events for hundreds of people. I learned a lot from that process, and I learned that that's part of what I really love to do. So next weekend in Auckland, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I've booked a room for 12 delicious souls, heart-centered, entrepreneurial, ambitious, purpose-driven, truth-seeking, system craving, someone, if you want to rise into your own financial sovereignty, this is for you. We're going to be taking you through your business. It's going to be doing and being and believing, and it's going to be strategizing, masterminding. So mastermind is masterminding to me along the way has kept me really strong and focused. Always belonged, well, gosh, mastermind groups, I've been part of mastermind groups for probably about, I would say about 10 years now. And I've got one at the moment, and we're really holding each other's feet to the fire. So we're going to be masterminding on your business, and I have to say that I know that this group of people, if you feel called to do this, it's going to be life-changing. And you are going to walk away with your business mapped out. It's going to be action oriented. I believe in first and foremost, we must gain clarity, and then secondly, we must take inspired action. And what I've learned along the way is that until you have clarity, you will notice about yourself that there's always this voice in your head, this block, this struggle, this uncertainty. And so we clear that first, we get you clear, and then you can take inspired action. And boy, have I got some juicy inspired action for you now with all of my years of growth and learning. I was CEO for a company up until 3 months ago, completely helped to change their marketing systems and put systems and processes in place, change the team culture. The learnings are always there, but it's been an amazing journey. And now I'm able to take all of my learnings from the last few years, the last 4 years specifically, and add massive value to those who are wanting to go to the next level in their businesses. So hello, amazing Amy. Oh my goodness, Amy was one of my very first clients, and I just am in awe of how far you have come, darling Amy. Oh my gosh, I've got goosebumps. And Amy continues to show up for herself and for her business and for her tribe and for her family, and that, oh, thank you, honey. I love you and your work. And this is the thing, is that one of the things I've so missed is that I used to run these mastermind groups. I was a trained Bob Proctor leadership coach, and I used to run these 12-week leadership programs where I helped people to think and grow rich, and literally, because it's based on that work, thinking into results. And Amy was with me through that journey, and then for private coaching, and it was really at the start where she was launching her business, Power Hooping, and now she's a happiness coach. Oh, and Amy is the perfect happiness coach. So if any of you want to get happier, I feel like I want to break out into song. Clap along if you like a room without a roof. What's that happiness song? Anyway. Oh, bless. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Yeah, so if anyone feels called to step into their greatness next weekend, September 30th, October 1st and 2nd, I'm taking a group of 12 people into their greatness, and helping to build their business in a way that they have been craving. So it doesn't matter if you're already in business or whether you're new in business. The principles are the same. We first get you clear, and then we take inspired action, and then we celebrate. Any of you that know me know that I love to play. I love to bring the joy, and so we'll be doing that as well. So message me if you'd like more details. I've actually got a special price for the event, which I'll share with you for those of you who are interested. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a very inspiring occasion. This is my first 3-day event back with me in the driver's seat. There'll be, a bit of Tony Robbins like rah-rah. There'll be a lot of focus. There'll be a lot of fun. But most of all, there'll be a lot of transformation for you in your business and helping you to get out there in perfect divine timing. So much love to you. Thanks for being here. And I wonder what miracles await.